What's up, boys? Taking a look at some more NFL player props today for Thursday Night Football on prizepicks. If you guys are on prizepicks, highly recommend joining. Tons of value on the board. But I got a couple player props for you guys in today's video, so let's take a look. Make sure you guys leave a like on the video and subscribe. But down in the description below is the prizepicks link, but also the Patreon link. If you guys are interested in joining the Patreon, you guys can. $10.99 a month for NFL, $11.99 for MLB, or you guys can get all sports for $15.99. This will include NFL, MLB, and the NBA regular season. So NFL, MLB, NBA regular season for $15.99 in the all sports package. So if you guys are interested in joining, the link is down in the description below. We are 21-7-2. So only 7 losses in the at least on the run. So we're on a run of 21-7-2 over on the Patreon. So not bad at all, man. Only 7 losses. Love how that has been going so far this year. But we're looking to continue. So if you guys are interested in joining, the link is in the description for the Patreon. So I think it's cheaper compared to some of the other guys out there for sure. So $15.99 a month for 3 sports. Regular season is not too bad. But yeah, October's going to be a complete switchover though, because MLB regular season ends and then NBA regular season starts up. So a lot going on there. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look though at some NFL, because we still have this going on. It's Thursday Night Football today. It is the Pittsburgh Steelers going to the Cleveland Browns. So couple interesting props here. I'm not a big fan of too many Steeler props on the board, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm liking a lot of the Browns props, I will say. So we'll take a look into this game here. But before we talk about props on prize picks, we have to take a look here at the spread, the line, all that different stuff. So the over under is actually really low. It's at 38. Really interesting over under here. It's at a 38 over under. Cleveland is a -4, and they are really favored -210. So the books are really liking the Cleveland Browns in this one here. Which I kind of agree with, man. So I have a lot of Steelers props. I'm sorry, a lot of Browns props in this one. So yeah, let's go ahead and talk about them, man. So the first prop here I like is going to be a reception prop, and this is probably my favorite of the day. I'm not particularly happy with this. It's not a play of the day or anything like that, but I like Kareem Hunt over 2 receptions. There's a couple of good things about this prop here right here. So make sure you guys always tail at your own risk, by the way. Always tail at your own risk. Look into these more on your own. Do your own research. But Kareem Hunt over 2 receptions. He's a +108 to go over 2.5 receptions. He's had this in 5 out of his last 7 games, excluding pushes. And he's had this in 4. He's had 4 in 2 this season so far. So in 2 games this season, 4 receptions and 2 receptions. Also, Joe Mixon had 7 in week 1 versus Pittsburgh. So Pittsburgh has somewhat allowed the running backs to catch the ball a little bit. I think they played the Patriots last week. Damon Harris had 2 receptions. Ramondre Stevenson had 1. So they were kind of a little bit better against the Patriots, but also it's the Patriots. So their offense has been horrible. But Kareem Hunt game log right here, you guys can see he had 4 receptions against Carolina, 2 against the Jets right here. So 24 yards, 16 yards. But yeah, anyways, and then you guys can look back to like the past season if you guys want, although he wasn't playing with Brissette in many of these games. So, you know, but yeah, 4-2 so far this season for Kareem Hunt when it comes to receptions. A lot of things I'm liking about this prop. He's got that good odds, +108 to go over 2.5. Yet he's at 2 on prize picks. So I definitely like the spot with him on prize picks being bumped down to 2. That's what I'm talking about, by the way. If you guys are on prize picks, join my code DOMG. The link is in the description. But yeah, Kareem Hunt, man, a lot of good value here on prize picks. Doesn't mean it's going to hit, but I'm definitely liking the spot for Kareem Hunt. Always looking into these more on your own. Moving on, though, let's take a look at a rushing yard prop here. And it's actually going to be for the quarterback, Jacoby Brissette. I like him over 9.5 rushing yards here, and that's because we have a little bit of value on this prop right here. PrizePicks is giving us some value right here on the board, so I personally will be taking it. So over 9.5 rushing yards, he's a -110 to go over 12.5 on the sports books. So it might not seem like it's that a lot. It's 3 yards. That's actually a pretty big difference, especially when it's like a smaller prop like this. So he's at 9.5 rushing yards. He's at 12.5 on the books. That 3-yard difference is actually a lot. So, but anyways, in this season so far, he had 10 in the first game and 43 in the second game. So as you guys can see in the first game, he had 10 rushing yards. It's a big difference because if we took him at 12.5, you know, he wouldn't have hit. But in week 1, he did hit this prop. He said this in back-to-back games this season, 10 and 43. So he had 43 last game. He should be able to have at least 10 this time around, I'm hoping. But yeah, it's a 3-yard discrepancy compared to the sports book. So again, PrizePicks giving us some value right here. You guys take a look at his rushing yard game log right here. So 43 rushing yards, 10. You can take a look at like all of his attempts and all that different stuff. So yeah, I mean, he's had 4 attempts and 6 attempts the last 2 weeks. So hopefully he's staying right around that mark. Hopefully he's running for about 5 attempts. If he runs for 5 attempts, he should definitely go over that 10-yard mark. Maybe if he has 4 attempts, he should hit the 10-yard mark as well. So I'm liking Jacoby Brissette in this one. I think he should be able to hopefully get this one done against the Pittsburgh Steelers tonight. So Jacoby Brissette over 9.5 rushing yards is my second player prop for you guys in today's video. Let's talk about some leans and everything like that. So I will say one of the leans I do have, because I don't have too many Steeler props on the board, but I do like rushing attempts for Najee over 13.5. It's not an official play or anything like that. It's just a lean, but I do kind of like Najee over 13.5 rushing attempts. If I had to pair with a Steeler, I'd probably say Najee Harris, but I think I'm be doing a lot of pairings today with my MLB props over on the Patreon. So all sports package will definitely know what I'm doing with my props, but there's some interesting reception props as well. I've seen a lot of people like Pat Frymuth. I'm not a big Pat Frymuth guy. I mean, I am. I love Pat Frymuth. Just, you know, I don't know. I haven't been liking him too much so far this year, but Juju Smith-Schuster, that's for Sunday. But then you have like Chase Claypool at 4. We faded him earlier this season in week 1. That ended up pushing. Rushing touchdowns for Nick Chubb. That's a pretty fair prop. It's like a -110 on the books. We took on the Patreon Kareem Hunt under touchdowns last week, and that went pretty well. He had 2 week 1. He didn't have another one in week 2, so he took that ended up going pretty well. But we have like rushing and reception yards props on the board on prizepicks. There's just so much on prizepicks that you guys can take a look at. Weirdly enough, though, there's not Trubisky props on the board. At least on like the sports books, but there is on prizepicks. So you're even getting more props on when you guys go in prizepicks. But Trubisky here over interceptions is an interesting spot here. We'll see how Trubisky does. By the way, I didn't mention this earlier, but the wind is expected to be 21 miles per hour. So that's something that you guys should definitely be looking out for. So props to you guys if you guys made it to the end of the video. This is a little bit of a tidbit here, but yeah, 21 mile per hour winds. Definitely be aware when you guys are playing passing props. I'm not worried about Kareem Hunt's prop really, because it's going to the running back. It's going like what, 8-9 yards probably, if even, when he's jumping it down to the running back. So I'm not really worried about his reception props. But when you guys are taking a guy like, you know, Brissette or something over passing yards, be aware. I know the yards are already super low, so you might have to not worry as much. But yeah, I'd be kind of afraid a little bit of these passing props with the wind being at 21 miles an hour. So just kind of be aware of that. You know, just look into these more on your own. Take your own risk, especially when you guys are looking at your own props. Just be mindful of there being 21 mile an hour winds, because it could definitely affect some stuff, especially the guys with like higher reception totals, like Deontay Johnson at 5.5. He could definitely still get it done, but there's a reason why he's this low considering how he's done his past 5 games. So just because you guys see a lot of green does not mean it is going to hit. So I just want to say that. But Amari Cooper is interesting at 4 receptions. You got Najee at 3 receptions. He's in a pretty decent spot, I'd say. He did miss against Cincinnati, although he bounced back and had 5 against New England. I think his odds are decent too. It might be like a -270 or something to go over 2.5. Don't quote me on that, but I think he's in a pretty decent spot. But yeah, that's pretty much the prizepicks player props for you guys, man. So hope you guys did enjoy this video. Hopefully you guys are going to end up hitting tonight. So yeah, make sure you guys take your own risk. Look into these more on your own, and hopefully just everyone has a really good night of NFL football. That's what we're looking for, as always. So yeah, I love these tackle and assist props, by the way. I didn't mention these earlier, but I love tackle and assist props. I've been doing pretty solid on them so far this year. I think I'm 2 for 2. I haven't done too many of them, obviously. Small sample size, but I'm 2 for 2 on tackle and assist props. I've been liking these so far this season for sure. I have one of those over on the Patreon that I'm kind of liking for there. But yeah, we hit Avante Maddox. I think that I posted that in a video. Avante Maddox over 3 tackles and assists, and he hit it in like the second quarter or something like that. He had 3 in the first quarter. So I've been loving those tackle and assist props. Has been kind of killing it. But yeah, anyways, that's gonna do it. I appreciate you guys watching. I will see you guys in the very next video. Leave a like on the video and subscribe. Share the Patreon link down in the description, and sign up for prizepicks using my code DUMG if you guys have not already. And that's gonna do it. Appreciate you watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, boys.